Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, New Hampshire Vape Gallery, and naturalbossnh.com. More on that later. Let's get into episode 109. Talking with Topher. Talking with Topher. Talking with Topher. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back. It's Cinco de Mayo. So happy May 5th, 2022. Cinco de Mayo, if you celebrate it. I think... No, I don't really. I used to celebrate it when I drank, and I never really celebrated it. I was just like, oh, it's a great day to drink, because everybody's doing it. But I just hope you're enjoying your Thursday, whatever time it happens to be. And, let's get into it the way I always do by saying thank you. Thank you to all my subscribers. You are what keeps me coming back here week after week. I greatly appreciate you. Let's keep that algorithm growing. Let's keep the podcast growing. And all you got to do that is, share, rate, review, and leave comments in the comment section. That all helps the podcast get bigger, and I need everybody's help to be doing that. If you are new to the podcast, remember to subscribe. That's right, probably the most important thing and the only thing I'm going to ask everybody to do. Click that subscribe button. Of course, if you're enjoying the videos, give a thumbs up and share, rate, review, and leave or make friends in the comments. You can follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, that is Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. And the email, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's TALKIN with Topher@gmail.com. That's the official email of the podcast. If you want to get more involved, well, you have your opportunity to do so. I do shorts every week. Send your questions in, and I will answer them. That's right. You got vape questions. You got questions in general. I'm looking to expand the short thing. I'm not exactly sure what to do, but if you got vape questions, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm answering them in shorts every week. Get yours in. Send it into the email. Maybe you got a story to tell. Maybe you got a story that you know needs to be heard. Well, send that in the email as well. If you put Slowdown in the subject line, you're going to get an opportunity to get some free Slowdown merch. And again, the email is talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And now with all that out of the way, I'm going to get out of the sweatshirt because it's hot. It's warming up in here. I got a new t-shirt, and I'm excited about this because, well, I don't know about anybody else out there, but trying to find anything cheap for guys is such a pain in the butt. I feel like women's clothing rotates seasonally so much that all women get an opportunity to get out of season clothing on cheap or for the cheap. Where guys, it's all year round. We barely have seasonal clothing, and if we do, it's mostly t-shirts anyways, and they're like, well, you can wear those all year round. So they're always almost full price all the time, except for when they have, the sizes that don't fit everybody or something. But I found this shirt, this Tom and Jerry shirt for $2 at Walmart. I was so excited because I'm like, oh my God, my wife's always like, I bought a shirt for $2. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I can never find a shirt for $2. Well, I did. And it just brings back a lot of memories. I used to watch this cartoon a lot when I was a kid. I have recently tried to watch it, and I've seen the new movie. I like the new movie. The cartoons, they're almost as good as I remember them, unlike He-Man and a bunch of other shit I used to watch when I was a kid. That's just garbage. But, Tom and Jerry still kind of holds up, and I don't know if that's because, they're still violent, which probably doesn't hold up to today's standards, but it holds up with mine. But there's no voices. There's no one talking. It was a lot of sound effects and music and stuff like that. But there was never any talking. So I feel like without dialogue, it still holds up today. But I did see that new Tom and Jerry movie. It was okay for me. I think they could have done more. I thought it could have been better, but you're not here to hear my opinion on the Tom and Jerry movie. I think that came out 4 years ago. I don't know. Could be longer than that. Something else that's been going on is I got new glasses. Now, you're probably like, oh, they look exactly the same. You would be correct. So I did not get new glass frames. I got new lenses. And I will tell you that they're a little interesting. I just got them this morning because for me, it's Monday right now. And, oh, man, it's wild because if I keep my eyes up here, it's normal vision, right? Far-sighted vision. And then in the middle is arm length. And then if I put my eyeballs all the way down on the lenses, like look down, it's nearsighted. So and it's all extremely, extremely sharp. But I will have to say, standing in my kitchen, trying to get used to them, I've been getting a little dizzy, which she said would be absolutely normal. I guess it's going to take a little bit longer to get acclimated to these progressive lenses than my original lenses. And I'm now seeing that because I don't know why, but I used to, and I'm assuming that I've trained myself to do this with my old lenses. None of them are progressive. They were just, whatever the script is, that's what it is. The entire lens. So this is really new to me. But I look down all the time through the bottom of my glasses. And I didn't realize I did that so much. And I'm now realizing that I do it a lot because every time I look down, everything goes blurry because you can't do that unless you're looking up close. So I was like, oh, okay, this is definitely gonna, but why is it that I'm looking through the bottom of my glasses in order to look down? Why am I not, I don't know, tilting my head to look down? Isn't that, I just think it's interesting that I never noticed that I would use my eyes to look down and not my head. And now I have to readjust my thinking because if I look down, everything becomes blurry unless I'm looking up close. So it's a very interesting thing to go through. Obviously, it'll take a little bit of time, but super excited to have my script updated. I mean, just looking straight into this camera, I can read everything on that camera. The camera looks better. It's so crazy how far behind my eyes were, and it only took 3 years. So now I get to see better, but you're right. The frame is the same. The lenses has what changed. And this is kind of a funny story based off of this, but when I was getting my glasses, the lady, and I asked my wife, I'm like, this is weird, right? And she's like, why would it be weird? And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's weird. And what I'm going to say is that the lady kept pointing out the fact that my insurance was good. Like, not to me, to the whole friggin' store. She's like, oh my God, this is supposed to be $200. And look at this. Your insurance is so good, it's going to cost you $55. Isn't that crazy? She turns around, talks to the lady behind her, and isn't that crazy? His insurance is so good. This is only going to be $55. And I don't know why I'm making this voice, but that's what she sounded like to me at the time. And I was pulling back. I'm like, why are you pointing out the fact that I have good insurance to everybody? Is this like an unheard of thing? Do people not shop for insurance? Do people not look into the insurance that they're signing up with through their business? I was confused. I felt like, I'm like, yeah, well, we get decent health insurance through Walmart, and the dental and the eyes, the eye care are always really, really good. Like, I've never been dissatisfied with the discounts that I get on frames or with my lenses, but I was just so confused on why she had to point it out that way. And it was like every step that we went through was the same thing. I just can't believe, and I don't know why I didn't ask her. I should have, but I was like, why the fuck is this so astonishing? I mean, we looked at the insurance and I was like, how's the eye care? And she's like, oh, it's this, this, and this. And I was like, cool, I get frames, I get this. And I didn't think about like the progressive side of things because I didn't think it was an option for me until my doctor pointed it out when I saw them. I think it's been 4 weeks because I wasn't supposed to get these lenses until the 6th. So yeah, I think it was 5 weeks, 5 weeks. But I don't know. Does anybody else think that that is friggin' weird? Anybody? I was just so, I don't know. I thought it was odd. I mean, it's always good to have good insurance, but why make a spectacle of my insurance, right? I don't know. It was crazy. I don't have too much that went on this week. Back to a regular podcast. Had a great time with Bill. I love seeing everybody responding to the guests coming on. I do have my guest set up for this month. I have my guest set up for June. Things are exciting. We're going to make sure everything's completely locked down over the next week and get those all situated. And I just have to figure out what I'm going to do for July, August, September, October, November, and December. And I bet you anything it's going to get real dicey towards those holiday months. So I might end up having to do multiple interviews and spread them out accordingly. But I'm starting to think of that now that I've got, a guest, and we've got 6 months left, and I know we go into holidays, October, November, December. So I'm like, shit. I bet you 10-1 I'm going to have to really put in some work and make sure I lock down a few people. But it's probably not going to end up being during those months, though. We're probably going to end up having to record different months because of the holidays and how people get tied up. But I have been thinking about that because the one thing I don't want to do is go back on my word or not produce what I promised. So I'm working on it. And, now that I'm up to June with guests, I'm going to start thinking about more people towards the end of the year and get that figured out as well, because I just, I want to give everybody a guest once a month for the entire year. That was one of my goals. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let any of you down out there. So I am working diligently on getting this all situated and making sure I don't fall back on my word. But like I was saying, my week was great. I mean, work was great. I mean, I can't complain. My car's fixed. Everything is running great. I got my lawn mowed yesterday. I fertilized. This is something new for me. I'm just doing it. My dog shit all over the lawn. And everybody's like, my dad's like, well, why don't you fertilize? If you fertilize, you would give your friggin' grass nutrients. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So I fertilized last year, and the grass looked great coming in. Now, mind you, I got a lot of dead spots still, but, I mean, that was nothing out of the ordinary anyways. But I was like, look at how well all the grass that's always been here that didn't get damaged, look at how good it's coming in. With all that water and fertilizer and all the shit I did to it last year, I was like, well, what's it going to hurt, right? I got to take the dogs for a walk for a couple days. It just rained, so that'll all put itself into the dirt. And maybe a lot of my grass that's coming back and doing well, maybe it'll do even better. And I will have to say, I like the smell of the fertilizer. Does anybody else feel me on that? Holy shit, it is so nice. I was like, I love the smell. Why do I like the smell of gasoline and fertilizer? Why does that smell good to me? You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of people that feel the opposite way, but I'm like, man, I love it. I think it smells so good, especially you walk outside after it rains and you can smell just fertilizer. And it just, smells so good. I love it. But when I edit or when I'm doing the podcast like I am right now, I turn the volumes all off on my phone. I forgot to turn them up for Thursday morning. So I go to bed, I wake up on my own, which I'm like, oh, that's never a good thing. Because I don't have a very good internal clock. If I can stay snuggled up in my bed and with my head on my pillow, I fucking will. Getting set up for this, I was falling asleep. I'm exhausted all the time. 6 hours of sleep, sometimes 5, is just not enough on a 7-day week. It's just not. And that's what I get every single day. So you add that up over 7 days, and I'm sleeping like 30 hours, maybe 35 if it was, 7 times 5. So if it was 5 hours a night, it'd be 35 hours a week. And then you can tack on another 7 hours to that. So we're probably looking at 35 to 42 hours a week, which is, I guess, not enough. I should be at that 8 mark. So I'm just always exhausted and tired. So I was like, I did not get up on time. I go over to my phone, and it is 7:02 on a Thursday morning when I have to be out the door at 7:20 to make it to Rick's school. I didn't go to Rick's. I couldn't feed my dogs fast enough. I couldn't get them outside fast enough. I couldn't do it. It was impossible. It takes 40 to 50 minutes for me to just take care of the dogs, get everything situated, feed them, get them out, and do my shit. I was like, oh. So I punished myself that day, and I went for a run instead, because by the time I was all done, it was only 7:30, which is 10 minutes too late to go to class, but it was perfect time because it was before 8 o'clock in the morning. I could go for a run. So I went for a run for the first time in a year, I think, and it felt great. My cardio was garbage. I was definitely friggin' like on the way home, and just trying to push through this 1.5 miles that I ran every single day for like a year straight, and then fell off for a year straight, and then, ran it again last week. It felt really good to run it, though. It really did. It felt good to get out there, but I was like, yeah, but you missed jujitsu to do this. That's not the way it should work, right? That's not the way. That was a punishment. That wasn't a good thing in my eyes. I was like, oh, okay, so I want to get the running back into my life to get my cardio up to help with my jujitsu. But jujitsu is the main focus on everything, and I was just mad at myself that I didn't get to go see Rick. And the reason that I'm feeling this way is because the 5-day water fast starts, well, for me, as of right now, it starts at midnight tonight, because realistically, it's Monday, May 2nd, 2022, and midnight marks May 3rd. So May 3rd to May 7th is the 5-day water fast, all right? I have already started it at this point. Technically, when you're watching this, I'm already 3 days in. You can still join me. If you want to. Just hit me up. Let me know. Like I said, I'm just going to encourage everybody. If you want to do it, perfect. If you don't, cool. I'm not forcing anything onto anyone ever. I just think it's a great way for me to learn discipline. And as of midnight tonight, I will no longer be eating. I will be on my 5-day water fast. I think I'm going to skip my pills. I think I'm going to skip coffee. I think I'm just going to do straight water. But I kind of fluctuate. It just depends on my mood. I never stop smoking pot, which I'm proud of. A lot of people are like, I don't know how if I smoke, I gotta eat. So a lot of people won't even smoke. while they're fasting because they're afraid it's going to cause them to be hungry. I personally think that's not a physical thing. That's mental. I think that's mental. Just like not eating's mental. Just like staying away from alcohol is mental. Not being as, depressed. That's all mental. Anxiety, mental. It's all mental. And that is one of the reasons why I love doing this so much, because I'm like, oh, I can control my thinking, my brain. I go, we're not eating, and my brain goes, body's like, I'm hungry, and then brain's like, we feed, and I go, no. So this brings tremendous discipline into my life, because if I can stay away from food for 5 days, then there's no problem staying away from alcohol for 6 months, right? And that's how I look at this. It's nothing that I'm like, I am proud of myself being able to make it through this, but I'm not like, this is the best thing in the world. There are people that go and see doctors and fast for 30 days under doctor supervision, and I don't recommend it any other way except for that. Anything past 7 days, you should be seen by a doctor, because you need to be monitored, okay? That's why I do 5. 5, you don't have to monitor anything. You're fine. You're going to make it. You'll be fine. Yeah, I tend to feel pretty, not even, it is feeling sick, but the feeling is, when you're sick, you feel tired and run down and kind of achy. It's exactly how I feel after 5 days of just water. So that's why I do it. And I hope to hear from as many of you that are capable of doing it. And I look forward to doing it every year, twice a year. So, I'm not holding my breath, or I feel like a lot of people start something and then they won't get any response from anybody. And that, it happens to me all the time. But then they're like, oh, well, nobody wanted to join me, so I'm not going to do this. Well, that's not my mentality. I'm doing this with or without you. That doesn't matter to me. I just want more people to feel it. I think you'd be shocked at how much better you feel once you've done something like this. And I think you'll surprise yourself, So May 3rd to May 7th, once you're watching this, it's already May 5th, so there'll be 2 days left. Maybe you could only join for those 2 days. Well, let's do it. I like any type of a challenge, and, for some people, 24 hours is a major, major challenge. And if you can get through that 24 and that's all you can do, well, that's awesome. You made it 24 hours. That's great. So maybe next time you get 36. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's great no matter what side of this you're on. And it's just, like I said, this keeps me in line. This is one of my major, major things that I had introduced into my life. And I was like, this is crazy. And then I did it. And I was like, that wasn't bad. And now that I do it more and more, the way my body acts under this is different. It's different. I'm a little bit more optimized. I feed myself better, so my body's not storing a lot of garbage anymore. So now I get more realistic feelings, So day 1, day 2, we're just emptying the gut. Day 3, we're pretty damn hungry. Day 4, tired, run down, but I'm used to it. Day 5, just sick of water, sick of not eating, and just feeling like a truck hit me. So I'm also skipping out on jiu-jitsu this week. I went today. It was an amazing class, and but I'm going to skip Wednesday and Thursday this week so that I think I've been hurting myself. Now, let me throw this out at you and see if anybody else out there feels the same way. I'm going to jiu-jitsu fasted, right? I'm drinking water, but I'm not eating. And then I get put into an arm bar, and I'm wondering why my arm is in excruciating pain. when it's normally not. So what I've thought is, and this is brand new, I'm only giving myself water. My body is not getting any nutrients to rebuild. So technically, I believe that I'm putting more stress by going to jiu-jitsu, and then it's got nothing to rebuild the damage. So it just stays damaged for days. So I'm almost wondering that maybe every time I thought I was so cool and badass, right? Because I did. I'm not going to lie. I'm fucking rolling. Fasted. No one's in there fasted. Everybody thought I was crazy. But now I'm starting to think that they were right. I'm starting to think that I was actually hurting myself. So like I went to jiu-jitsu today. I've eaten. I'm going to be eating. But then tomorrow, no food. So I'm going to get nutrients to rebuild anything that got damaged today, or at least help it to heal. I'm not going to be able to do that Wednesday or Thursday. So this is the first time out of my water fasting that I'm not going to jiu-jitsu. So we're going to try a few things. Like I said, I like to change it up every time I do this, do things a little bit different, see how my body feels, see how I'm feeling. And I'm just kind of curious, will I feel as damaged, as sick, as tired as I normally do? Or will I feel a little bit better because I'm not putting my body through those exercises? So I don't know. We're going to see how this plays out. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell that? It's right here at the bottom of the screen. Or you can click the link in the description below the video. I absolutely love this website. They've got so much to offer. It's so amazing. Look at the shirt that I'm wearing right now, this frog. It is so comfortable. It almost feels like I'm wearing nothing. That's how fantastic and high quality these products are. And you know what? They're at a great price. They're so affordable, and they have so much to choose from, whether you want a jacket or some skateboards. Look at this new Space Monkey skate deck. What? The Slowdown Pirate? Huh? Pirate and Parrot? Dude, these are so dope. The not so subtle skull cap. I mean, just really, really nice new shit right here. Cool zombie tee. You got the Yearfo, the tiger. Oh, yeah. Brand new designs. Look at this. The what the fuck snapback. This is awesome. Look at these hats. Minty goodness. Snapback. The Beantown. Oh, they went crazy with the hats for the summer, for the spring and summer. These are awesome. Camo flex fit. Black and red granny hat. Full granny. Black bill Turk. Oh my God. Torque. Is that pronounced Torque granny? And a white navy and gray trucker hat. So they have added so many new products to the website already to get you ready for spring. So right now, go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com and get some of these amazing high quality products at a great price. And you can only do it here at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell it? It's right here at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the link in the description below the video. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Ring, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. You can always give us a call, 603-814-4171. And I don't know what else to tell you. This vape shop is all you need because we have everything that you're looking for. We've got all your disposables. We've got all the flavors. That's right. We here in New Hampshire can still sell flavored juice, and we've got the best selection at New Hampshire Vape Gallery. We've also got brand new products like TwT, That's right. TwT is amazing. It's Delta 8 mixed with THCO or THCP. I got HHC. I've got straight up Delta 8. We've got Delta 10. It is just like what we thought CBD was going to be, but even better. That's right, and it's all in stock. We got cartridges, disposables. I've even got sauces. That's right, we've got sauces and dabbables. It's amazing. What a phenomenal product, and TwT is the newest addition to the New Hampshire Vape Gallery inventory. We've also got these amazing G-Privs. I mean, these things are great. The G-Priv, or you can get the Free Max Mavros. I absolutely love this device. Look at this. They got the original tank that comes with it and the replacement tank. Look at that. It's glass. It is one of the first pod systems I've ever seen with a glass replacement tank, and I absolutely love it. I love the vapor production. I love the way it feels. Is almost like a small 18650 box mod. Absolutely incredible. It pumps a cloud. I will tell you that. And you're only going to be able to get this stuff here at New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot, next to Smoke Rings. And we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. And as always, I look forward to seeing you there. NaturalBossNH.com. That's NaturalBossNH.com. I absolutely love this website. They've got some of the best organic products I have ever used, and I do mean ever. Their foot and body soak is absolutely amazing. Their beard oil is just a great product. They got the lip balm, the body balm for bringing moisture back into the skin. They got the salve to repair damaged skin. All of these organic products are made locally here in New Hampshire, and it just makes it that much better because I feel like a small business pushes out a better product. And of course, they still have some Feeling Rosy body soak available for $5 while supplies last, and you can get them all here at naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. Buy one or all 5 of these products today. All right, let's get into some current events for the week. I got some crazy shit going on in the industries. Again, it's just so insane what's happening today. So what I've got here is some more FDA updates. Yes, the vaping industry is going to take another fucking hit. I'm telling you, I just feel like all we keep doing is finding our way over a hurdle and to just fucking try to figure out another way up over a wall. So I have a feeling, and I'm just spitballing here for a minute, because I'm going to give you what I think, and then we're going to move on. I'm pissed. I'm angry because we keep doing this, but what I think is everybody moved over to synthetic nicotine so they could mail to households again, right? It doesn't fall under the FDA. It doesn't fall under the PACT Act. At least it didn't for a moment. And a lot of people were trying to make money on what they had or what they could and still be able to distribute to households. So with synthetic nicotine, people were avoiding taxes. People were mailing to houses. And now the FDA has deemed synthetic nicotine part of the nicotine PACT Act. It's all under the same PACT Act now. Even though it's not real, not derived from the plant, man-made, you are now going to have to pay taxes on it, right? And everybody who's using synthetic nicotine has to pass in their PMTAs again on their new synthetic lines, which stops them from being able to distribute it to anybody who doesn't hold a tobacco license, EIN, or an active business. You have to have all three concurrent and up to date in order to be able to buy any vaping stuff today. Great. Got it. Perfect. No problem. But wait, there's more. Oh, we're also, going to stop you from possibly being able to manufacture these, because that's what the PACT Act supposedly is supposed to do. I'm sorry, not the PACT Act, the PMTAs, because everybody got to pass them in, right? And I think I went over the timeline a couple weeks ago. It could have been 4 or 5 at this point. So now we are, less than 100 days. It could be less than 90 days away from the FDA being able to turn down the PMTAs. But here's another good thing for all the manufacturers out there. I'm not sure if it went through, but the courts were supposed to have the FDA report back to all the manufacturers of where their PMTAs are at, which is something that was not done last time. So they had to file them last time. And then when the 60 days was up, they just denied everybody. And they're not allowed to do that this time. They have to, at the 60-day mark, there's an update to the manufacturer. And I think that's going to be overall better because then the manufacturer can be like, oh, well, I'm being denied, but why? Where am I in the process? What do I have to do to get this fixed? And hopefully this is something that's being considered and being implemented so that these manufacturers can continue to make their e-juice, can continue to fill my shelves, and just continue to make a living. I mean, haven't we lost enough with COVID and everything else and inflation and the fucking war and all this shit? Haven't we all lost enough? Haven't we paid out enough? And now you're just going to eliminate more fucking jobs? What are they trying to do? Are they trying to make it so that none of us fucking work and we're all dependent on what? Those fucking retards at the top of the goddamn branch? Man, fuck these people. I am so fucking angry at all of them. Our president, our fucking secretary, showing up at the fucking Ukraine and promising more. We're a NATO country. What the fuck is going on? You are implementing war. That's World War III. And today, nuclear is a giant option. So let me applaud you for being a fucking moron. Stop giving them weapons. Look, I feel bad for them. I'm really upset that they are being treated the way that they're being treated. I've even looked into the Iraqi war and all the Desert Storm and stuff and all this, and we didn't kill nearly as many people as what's happened already. And I think less than 3 months, we could be almost at the 3-month mark or past it. But this just needs to stop. I don't know what to do about Ukraine, right? But if we keep stepping on Russia's toes, well, I believe Putin has a terminal illness and he doesn't give a fuck. And he's looking for a reason to fucking completely destroy us. All right? Just like the FDA is trying to destroy the vape industry, which is going to put thousands of people out of work. These companies, when they don't get their manufacturing license, when they don't get their PMTAs approved, that manufacturer shuts down. So now that manufacturer no longer exists. Those people have no job. I'm sure they'll figure it out. A lot of my juice companies have been going over to hemp because it's legal. There's no taxes. There's no fucking headache. And I don't blame them. I've lost so much of juice, of flavors, of lines, because almost all my companies now have switched over to Delta 8 and hemp products. And they're like, we can't keep up. So I keep losing companies. I just lost an entire fucking line last week. You know, if I can order it, I'll order it. If I can't, it's gone. But they're like, we're going hemp. We're done. We're killing it. I'm like, this is insane. So they're giving them a window where they will actually tell them where their PMTAs are in the process. Where I'm hoping this is going to work. I'm hoping it's going to help. I'm hoping that they're actually going to pass these people. But here's the shit kicker, right? And when you know, kicking them down, kicking them while they're fucking down, right? Here we go. Well, now the FDA is proposing a ban on menthol cigarettes and flavored cigars. Yeah, that's all menthol. Vapable menthol, smokable menthol, all menthol. And I am 100% pretty sure they're going to do the same thing for like the pouches. And I'm whispering about this because I don't want them to know about the pouches. Leave the pouches the fuck alone. At least I'll still be able to get nicotine. But they are going to eliminate menthol and flavored cigars. Now, I'm not big on flavored cigars. If I'm gonna have a stick, I'm just gonna have a stick. That's what it is. I just like them the way they taste because they're delicious, and I like the bitterness of most of them, and they're just a great smoke if you get a good one. They are a great smoke. So I'm not big on flavored cigars, but I mean, if you're breaking them up and you're rolling weed in them, that kind of sucks for you, but it's a good thing that there's flavored wraps everywhere. Now, are they going to eliminate flavored wraps too, or is it just cigars? So what I'm saying is menthol cigarettes, menthol e-juice, flavored cigars under the FDA will be deemed illegal. That's the whole country. Just like when the flavored pods got banned by the FDA because they were targeting kids, well, there is not a flavored pod that you can legally sell in a store in the United States anymore. Which is why they went to disposables, which I hate. I'll be honest. I'm sorry. I think they are such... I mean, if there wasn't enough pollution already, disposables have just quadrupled it. You know, assholes throw them in my fucking parking lot, for Christ's sakes. It's ridiculous. I'm always out there picking up pods and coils and devices. It's like, what is wrong with... Put it in the trash. You know? So those people don't help these problems because then they're just like, well, look, they're making a mess. Litter. And then they'll make those illegal too. But this is the direction that they're moving. I told you some time ago on a podcast far, far away that they were planning on getting rid of smoking. And I'm telling you, I still believe what I'm saying right now. There will be a time where the FDA is like, you know what? The kids are still doing this. Let's just make it all illegal, make it all go away. Now, I don't know what that's going to do to big tobacco, just like I don't know what this is going to do to big tobacco. I know big tobacco is not doing as well. They tried to get into the vaping game. They failed a few times. They got some products under their belt, whatever. They're trying. I don't think it's going to work. But this is setting the tone for the United States on smoking. And I think it's just going to be gone one day. Yeah, I really don't think that smoking cigarettes, cigars, vaping nicotine, I think one day we will not see that anymore. And you're going to have to get your nicotine from toothpicks and pouches and all this shit that's really not that appealing to the younger crowd. And I get it. I started smoking when I was 9 years old. And I always said, I don't think there's any way to stop this. It just is what it is. Maybe I was wrong. Just like I feel like I was wrong about daylight saving time. Just like I feel like I've been wrong about a bunch of shit. Since I just read a headline and fucking fly off the handle. We'll call this headline fly off. Flying off the headlines. Right? Something like that. Keep going with me. But, so this is going to be the entire United States. So, if Massachusetts, I'm with you. The ban sucked. But guess what? The entire United States will be joining you soon. So, I don't know. I don't know how many more hits the vaping industry can take before it completely topples. So, we'll see what happens. We are going to do everything in our power to make sure we're ahead of this. I have not seen a day. It was proposed Thursday, which is last week. So, I mean, we could get our answer on this probably pretty soon. You know, this was updated Thursday, April 28th. So, I'm just saying this may be happening a lot faster than we think, or than you think. Because from my perspective, we do not have much time left. And I'm sorry, but if I got menthol e-juice on my counter, I'm selling it till it's gone. And as far as I'm concerned, that would be the right thing for the government to do. Allow us to sell our shit. That's the one thing I disagreed with the Massachusetts ban. They were like, it's banned. Cool. Give me 60 days to get rid of my shit. They didn't allow anybody to make their money. And this is why I flipped out about everything that I flipped out a moment ago. Why? Why is it so easy for you to just close our doors, make it so that we're not making an income? You know, we can't sell the product that we just paid money for because you banned it. You're not going to give us any time to recuperate from that. And then you're like, oh, well, why are you out of a job? Well, go get a job. Jobs are open. You just killed my business. That was my job. Well, that wasn't a good enough one. So why don't you go work here? They're up to 7. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Pelosi, Biden, Kamala, all of you. You're all pieces of shit that don't give a fuck about any of us. And I don't think any of the billionaires care about us either. Elon screaming about Wellbutrin buying Twitter. The only thing good about him buying Twitter was the simple fact that all the leftists are freaking the fuck out. Freaking out. It's absolutely hilarious. But do you think, I think, he's like something we've been waiting for? No, the billionaires can go fuck themselves too. We're all sitting here drowning, barely getting food, barely making it fucking paycheck to paycheck while these guys are jacking off their dicks in their fucking rockets, making it so that their employees have to run around and fucking piss in a bottle just to put a package in a box. Fuck all these people. People, we need to wake up. That's what we need to do. We all need to wake up and realize that these people on the top doing the big things are not the best. And sometimes, if not almost all the time, make the completely wrong decision. But I will tell you right now, this hurts. And it makes me angry that they don't give a fuck about us being able to survive. So I am worried. I am scared. This is my livelihood. And I don't know what's happening next. But I'm going to try to keep everybody up to date, see how this thing goes, and we'll see where it takes us, you know? But this is why I said, you know, this is why I'm looking, you know? I got ZipRecruiter, I got Indeed, I got all my fucking shit. I got my updated resume out there. Why? Because the government themselves might put me out of my job. Not the owner, not the shop, you know, didn't fail, But with this shit going on, I keep pointing at my TV, but with this shit going on, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Sit back until it happens and then try to figure it out? That's not how I've done anything. That's not how we stayed ahead of all the lockdowns. It's not how we did this. It's not how I did anything. I am trying to stay 3 to 4 months ahead of the chaos coming in. So it's just so annoying to have to talk about this over and over and over again. But this is real. It's happening. If you're a smoker, this is what's happening. There's going to be regular cigarettes soon, regular cigars, and I'm telling you, it's only going to get worse from here. So be on the lookout. Dude, I'll put all the links in the description below the video. Check them out, read them, watch the videos. This is happening, and it might be happening a lot faster than you think, and it might be happening a lot faster than I can speak, because who knows? I might get done with this today, and it could have already gone into act, and we might have to act quickly. So it's just crazy to me, but I'm sorry about all the swearing, but I'm upset. You know what? No, I'm not upset about that. I'm not sorry for swearing and losing my shit. I'm not. This is how I feel. This is how my government's making me feel, and you're making me feel like I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I am disposable to you fucking people. That's how you're making me feel. My livelihood means nothing to you. And this has to change. All right, let's move on to the next one, because that one made me angry. So there has been, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger, because this is very interesting to me. So did anybody hear about the CO that took a guy to a fake court date, and now they're both missing? Yeah, this guy is a murderer, and this woman who's a corrections officer, and now there's a warrant out for her, which they should have done in the first place, because if she's in on it, then she's probably with them. But if she was in on it and then maybe changed her mind, she might be dead. But I thought this was crazy. I'm like, holy shit. So let's hear what these guys have to say real quick, because I know there's been some updates. And I think, yeah, this was updated May 2nd.
This is that the patrol car left the detention center and went straight to the parking lot. There was not enough time for them to even attempt to try to come to the courthouse and then get out there and be at that red light 8 minutes later. So,
but there was no court case. So does that really matter? I guess it does, because they're like, well, we're going here. It takes 8 minutes, right? 8 minutes. But there was no, it was non-existent. So how is it, right? Because you have to document that. So if they were like, oh, well, they would have gotten to that courthouse in 8 minutes. So, but they never got there. But don't you have to tell them where you're going? And shouldn't have someone been like, hey, there's no court date for this guy today? Isn't there somebody watching that? I feel like today's technology, there should be no more fucking questions with this shit. Right? If anything, cops, correction officers, prisons, it should all be under 24 fucking hour surveillance with no hiccups. This is so crazy to me today. Anyways, let's hear what he has to say.
The direction of travel was from the courthouse, from the detention center directly out Huntsville Road to Cox Creek, and then to the Florence Square shopping parking lot. The other thing that I want to make you aware of today is that we have had a warrant issued for Director Vicki White. The charges are permitting or facilitating an escape in the first degree. That's Alabama Code 13A 2034. So there is an active warrant out for Miss White, obviously for Casey White. So we're in hopes that we'll get some much-needed breaks here in the next few hours, few days, that will help us locate them and get them back here to Lauderdale County and get Casey White, especially behind bars. Casey White, as you've heard me say over and over, is an extremely dangerous person, and we need to get him located and get him off the street.
Jesus fucking Christ. So this is in Alabama, and I don't know where they would have traveled to. I don't think they're coming to New Hampshire, but I mean, this is a dangerous person, right? He's a murderer. So I thought they put the warrant out for the CEO because, you know, maybe they would have an easier time finding her. But maybe she is involved. I don't know. But this is crazy. I hope they catch this guy, and I hope that he doesn't hurt anybody else. But that's fucking nuts. If you're living in Alabama, be on the lookout. Let's see. A fired Philadelphia officer, Edsal Mendoza, charged with murder and shooting of a 12-year-old Thomas T.J. Siderio. So I'm going to play this. We went from a negative thing. I think this is positive. This guy killed a 12-year-old. I don't know why he shot him in the back. I can't remember the court case that much. But he's now doing time. And I thought this was great to point out and discuss on here because this is positive. We need this to happen too. These people need to be held accountable for your actions. Just because you have a badge and a gun doesn't make you fucking better than me. And if you kill somebody unarmed, whatever, and it was wrong, then I'm glad you're getting what you're getting, because this is what all of them should be getting, and they should all start understanding that they are gonna be held accountable for making poor choices. They're in a position where they can't be making poor choices. And they can't just be judging books by its cover. And I'm glad this asshole is going to be sitting in jail. Let's listen.
With murder, now the Philadelphia district attorney says the officer who shot 12-year-old Thomas Siderio knew the young boy was unarmed before shooting him in the back. This is CBS 3 Eyewitness News at noon, now streaming live on CBS News Philly. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Donovan.
And I'm Janelle Burrell, and we begin with those breaking new developments. Eyewitness News reporter Joe Holden is live for us in Center City.
So, Joe, you were there as the district attorney announced these charges just moments ago. What more can you tell us?
Well, Jim and Janelle, good afternoon to you. Of course, this just happening, ending this news conference within the last 10 minutes. It is a 17-page grand jury presentment. We're going to walk you through some of the details. As you've already heard, some of the details of this alleged crime are staggering. The district attorney's office characterizing the elements of the alleged crime as disturbing. Here is what we know. Thomas T.J. Siderio, a 12-year-old boy who had been riding his bike in early March, was said to have been killed by a fatal shot to the back, killing him within 90 seconds of having been struck. The grand jury presentment shows Officer Edsal Mendoza chased Siderio at 17th and Barbara Streets in South Philadelphia.
Why?
He had fired at least 3 shots, according to the grand jury. The third one was the lethal shot. So how does this all begin? The investigation shows 4 undercover officers were parked in an unmarked car in the area of 18th and Barbara, investigating a teen seen with a firearm on social media. That teen was not T.J. Siderio, but another young man whom he was with. Now, the grand jury finds 12-year-old Thomas Siderio first fired a gun into that unmarked unit. 1 officer was struck by glass. That prompted 3 of the 4 police officers, who again were undercover, to exit the vehicle and begin tactical maneuvers that have been criticized as departmental policy violations. It concludes.
Okay, hold on. This goes on for a couple minutes. So he's with a friend who has a gun. He posts that he has a gun on social media. then his friend decides to take that gun and start shooting cars. Where these 4 or 3 undercover cops are, and they shoot one of the windows that the cops are in. It shatters. Guy gets blasted with some glass. And then these officers decide to blow their cover? Am I understanding this properly, right? They blow their cover to stop some kids from shooting car windows out? So, since they're undercover, they're not going to identify themselves, right? So if they're not going to identify themselves, these kids think they're being chased by thugs, probably. You know, unless they were like all white, wearing like, I don't know, campus gear. Then they look like college kids, right? I don't fucking know. But then the kid that wasn't even the one with the gun gets shot. So is it a chaotic scenario where, you know, they feel like they're getting fired on, so they got to fire back? I'm just glad. You know what? I'm just glad that justice has been served. Because I don't care if you're undercover or not. You can't shoot someone if they don't have a weapon. There's no weapon. This scenario keeps coming up over and over and over again. Where police, unarmed suspect, dead. So I'm glad that this cop and the other one, they said that there was 2 that were charged. I hope they all get what they deserve. You know? Being undercover, not being, it doesn't fucking matter. Were they shooting out windows of cars? Is that wrong? Yes. Is that a reason to die? No. Was the kid like, look, car full of people, I'm going to shoot that one? If he did that, that's a bad decision on his part, but now his friend's dead because he's an idiot. But at the same time, you're police officers. You're undercover. I don't know what you're undercover for, but it can't be for anything good, and I'm sure you were already worried about gun violence. But they didn't think, or maybe they didn't even know you were cops. Maybe they did think you were gang members. I really don't know. I really don't know, and I'm not going to listen to any more because, like I said, it's like fucking 3 minutes longer. So, like I said, everything goes in the description below the video. You can check it out for yourself. I'm glad that justice is being served. And I hope more cops see this and understand that if you do something like this, this is what's going to happen to you. Because this is what should happen. Right? The kid's on a bike. He's riding away. He's not turning around and shooting at you. Nothing. You shoot him in the back. Go to jail for life. You are a murderer. You did not help anybody. So, justice being served is always a positive thing for me, because I think they all need to be held accountable for their poor decisions or bad actions. I just do. They are people, just like you and me. They should be held to the same standard. And I understand they go through some tremendous shit in their lives every single fucking day. They're worried about dying. But still, you gotta be smarter about it. You gotta find that way to get through whatever is going on, because at the end of the day, you're the one with the badge and a gun, not me. So I thought this was a really good, touching story, because of the simple fact that, justice is being served in my eyes. You may not feel the same way, and that's fine. All right, so this is something that is wicked crazy. I stayed at this place. Yeah. One of my friends got married in this location, and now half of it's gone. Crazy fire tore through this. Let's check it out.
At this point, officials don't know how this fire started. The state fire marshal says the destruction was so complete, a lot is going to depend on what witnesses are able to tell them. This was the scene Saturday afternoon when firefighters arrived at the Red Jacket Mountain View Resort in North Conway. The winds pushing the fire through the building, but that wasn't the biggest concern.
There was reports initially that there was children trapped in the building. We did send crews to try to search in those areas and did not find anybody.
As they were fighting the fire, crews got the word that everyone was accounted for, all 155 guests and the staff. Eventually, 28 communities would respond to fight the fire. That section of the building was not equipped with sprinklers, and some people said smoke detectors weren't working. The chief says that's incorrect.
Shortly after we were on scene, that south wing horn strobes and sounder bases went out immediately, so the fire burned a circuit or something like that, but they were working initially.
The section of the building where the fire started has been torn down. The state fire marshal says they still may be able to get some information.
We'll use the information from the fire alarm system and we'll look at that because that will, once we can get information off the panel, will help pinpoint some of the areas of the fire.
The fire chief says the rest of the resort remains structurally sound, although there was some smoke and water damage, and the community has come to the aid of the business and their guests.
Truly, you can't imagine, what it means to us and to our team here at Red Jacket, and we just want to say thank you, from the bottom of our hearts.
The resort is going to remain closed for the foreseeable future. One thing they're trying to figure out is how to keep their workers employed.
Right, because now they got no rooms to clean. They got no job. Oh my God. Every turn we take, it's like more and more people just losing their fucking jobs. I mean, are we even going to have jobs one day, or is it just going to be all TikTok? This is fucking crazy. Just insane. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'd rather be podcasting and doing social media silliness over anything else. But this is insane, dude. I stayed there. Like, what was it? Me and my wife were talking about it yesterday, and she's like, no, we stayed there. That's the side we were on. And I was like, really? She's like, do you remember it? And I go, yeah, well, I wasn't drunk. Was I? She's like, no, you weren't drinking. Was it? Wait a minute. How long ago did he get married? I might have been drinking because they were all at the bar. Nah, I don't know. God, wish I could remember how many years ago it was. But anyways, it doesn't matter whether I was drinking or not. I don't really remember being there. I do and I don't. I remember, but I don't remember being in the room. I remember being in the bathroom smoking the rig. That was for sure. That thing went everywhere with me when I traveled. So I remember smoking the rig and stuff, but I don't remember like the hallway and stuff like that. But yeah, we stayed there. It was actually I do. It was little narrow hallways, kind of planky, but it was a really nice place. Like if you went outside, it was super quiet. It was just a beautiful, beautiful place. Definitely old. I can't believe there was no sprinkler system in that. How is it in today's society that businesses, any business, doesn't have a working sprinkler system? And then they said it was working, but maybe the fire took out the circuit breaker, which shut down the alarm system, which, I mean, is possible, but that's why you have the sprinkler system. Update your shit, right? Oh my God. And it was crazy watching it when it was happening because it was tearing through that building like, I don't know, like setting a fucking piece of paper on fire. It was crazy to watch. That whole thing burned up in probably like 2 hours. It was nutso. So, I don't know. I couldn't believe that I had been there, seen a wedding there, actually stayed on that side of the building that is no longer there. My wife said she was going to look through some of the pictures from back then and see if she could get any pictures of it. But just insane, man. I'm actually curious to see what started the fire. You know, it's usually, I hate saying it, but it's usually something stupid. It's usually not the building's fault. But I heard there was people jumping off of the balcony to get out of the rooms and stuff like that because they couldn't get to the staircases anymore. And you got to think, I mean, you got 150 some odd people, right? You divide that by, maybe 4 max a room. And that thing was double tiered. That's a lot of rooms. That's a lot of rooms to lose. So, I hope the business bounces back. Hopefully they, update all of their fucking building and get some sprinkler systems going and really make sure that there are smoke detectors and all those things are really working 100%. Maybe move the panel into a safer space where the fire won't knock out those sensors next time. But hopefully, I'm glad everybody lived, but Jesus Christ, huh? I'm telling you, there's so many crazy things going on today. I can't hardly keep up. But we've got all right. This I thought was funny, and a lot of you may not find this to be funny, but so planet warming emissions from cow burps have been seen from space. Oh, man, this is such a fucking crazy world we are in. So methane emissions burped up by cows have been observed from space. The emissions were detected by environmental data company GHG-Sat's high-resolution satellites in February, according to a news release from the company. In April, the company's analysis confirmed that the emissions came from a cattle feedlot in California's Joaquin Valley. The satellites recorded 5 emissions, says GHG-Sat. If these emissions were sustained for just 1 year, enough gas would be released to power 15,402 homes, the company said. Methane emissions from the cattle have been identified as a significant contributor to climate change. As cows digest their food, the release of methane moves through their gassy burps. But the methane they burp is a powerful greenhouse gas that traps heat in the atmosphere. The Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, says that the farm cattle contributed to 10% of the greenhouse gas emissions worldwide generated by human activity. And cattle farming is a major industry in California. The state has 650,000 beef cows as of 2019, according to California Cattlemen Association. Okay, so my quick take on this, bullshit. I'm just calling bullshit. I'm so tired of this. If we weren't slaughtering so many cows and feeding them such bullshit, they wouldn't be burping, and our climate wouldn't be warming up, and then our oceans wouldn't be, our ice caps wouldn't be melting, our lakes wouldn't be drying up. All right. I hear you. I just have a real hard time with this, okay? I really feel like the planet's just doing what the planet does. Are we helping? Yes. Is it doing as much damage as all of these climate control activists keep telling us? All these people who don't believe in killing animals and don't eat meat and all this shit. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Yeah. I've said, if you look from space, you're an alien, and you zoom in a little bit, and you see what we've done, where we're doing, we look like a cancer. We're definitely killing the planet. We are not killing the planet that fast. Now, we have a nuclear war, not going to matter, right? Not going to fucking matter. None of this matters, actually. And I don't think any of this matters right now. I'm not saying that the planet's not important. What I'm saying is that I believe that at least 75% of everything changing with the planet today is just the planet changing. We are not going to be able to stop this. We could get, all right, let's just hypothetically say we get emissions to 0. There's nothing. Everybody doesn't eat meat. I don't know. Maybe they can, maybe at this point in my hypothetical, they can print meat, right? I still don't know how that works, but I'm intrigued. I'll eat it. But now, you got electric cars, you got fake meat, you got fucking no animals being killed, no burps, no nothing. Nothing. All of it has been eliminated, hypothetically. You're still going to have climate change. It doesn't go away. I mean, listen to the 2 words. Climate change. The climate changed today. It was sunny, warm. Now it's cool, raining. The climate changed. So I'm not arguing with you about whether or not climate change is real, because I just told you the climate changed outside. So it is real. But I disagree with the simple fact that we are destroying the planet even faster. That if we weren't doing this, right, we weren't killing these cows, that these methane gases, we eliminate those gases now. Those gases aren't helping. Yeah. Okay, cool. It ain't changing that much. Shit's melting, and it's changing. So what I started thinking is that, you know, they say that the ice caps are melting, and they're gonna lift up the water, and then you find out that when the water lifts up, you know, the land also lifts up, not all of it, but some of it. And so therefore, when the ice melts into the oceans, it doesn't displace that much, but it will have some displacement, and it will corrode and eat away at some beach areas. That is all very true. But what I'm thinking is that the planet is going through a change right now, because you're also hearing about these, I don't know if it's man-made or what, but these ponds and these rivers, and they're all depleting, like drastically. There was some place where a drain was not visible. They installed the drain in 1971, and then the water level rose, and now you can see that drain again. And they were just in the middle of trying to construct a new drain, because they couldn't reach the old one. But now they can. What if that was just the planet? What if this is just the way it goes? We have water in some areas, and now we don't. But where we didn't have water before, maybe we do. I'm just thinking that we are definitely doing damage, but we're still not that much, right? I just don't believe that it's as bad as they say it is, because so many things are changing. And what if this is just what planets do? What if Mars was once like us? And then this is what happened to Mars. Now, we don't know if there were people on there. We don't know if it was like our planet. But something was telling me that maybe at one point in time, this planet was all water. Right? Everything was underwater. Hence the polar caps. And how North America was under an ice cap. Because it had water over it. Where else did the ice come from? It's not like it came from rain. So maybe at one point this entire planet was underwater. I mean, it was just a ball of water. But over time and over the years, billions, I think, the water started receding, or it started moving. And then maybe when the water moved, it pushed land up, which displaces water. I don't know exactly, but I do know that I've been told at one point in time, South Africa was touching America. We were all connected. And now we're all separated. Well, that happened with, I want to say bubonic plague. It's not the bubonic plague. They're plates. They're plates. Something plates. The ones that shift underneath us. I can't think of it right now. God damn it. But those plates shifted and broke us all up. And then the water displaced us. Those are giant masses of land. But if you take a look at all the land that we have on the planet, maybe all the land wasn't there. Maybe the water receded, exposed all that land, and then when the water kept moving, it broke us up, and then it separated, and this is just the natural course of the planet. I mean, is it really that wrong to think that this could just be the course of the planet? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, I don't know exactly what's happening. We're losing water in some areas. They're telling us that the oceans are overflowing. I don't know what's happening. I do know that the planet is changing. And I bet you the planet is changing because of us, because of what we're doing, how we're digging and plowing and building and all this shit. Like I said, I didn't say we didn't have anything to do with it. I just said I don't think we have. I don't think we've done it all. I don't think we caused all of this chaos. I just think it's possible that it's the natural course of the planet. Yeah. And my last one for the day. Check this out. This is so cool. I don't know what it was doing there. I have no idea. This is a funny story, though. So, Rob and Gracie Jones found 2 hamburger wrappers and a half-eaten order of fries in a McDonald's bag behind their bathroom wall. Now, why this was behind somebody's bathroom wall? Maybe they were in the middle of reconstructing the bathroom, now that I think about it out loud, and they were in the middle of eating, and they were like, they'll never find it. And they would just like throw the trash in the wall and build, because I don't know if you know this, but I've dug through this house and I've torn down some of my horsehair plaster walls and I've replaced them with sheetrock, only a couple. But when I took them down, I found all kinds of shit behind the wall besides all the slat and horsehair, but they would literally throw their trash. I found an old pack of cigarettes, matches, just some random ass shit in the wall. And I was talking to my dad about it, like newspaper and shit. And he's like, yeah, they would be reading the newspaper and then it'd be time to build a wall. So they just crumple it up and they throw it in and they build a wall over it. They use the walls as trash. And this was built in the 1900s. So this has been going on for a long fucking time. This asshole decided to throw his damn lunch in the wall. And surprisingly, it held up. Okay? So this is from the 1950s, which is really cool because look at the logo. It's like a little hamburger dude with a smiley face. He's winking at you. McDonald's is font's different. And you can see that this is the bag here. And then they used to do the round circle, and it used to say thank you. I don't even think their fucking packages say thank you anymore. I kind of wish that instead of showing me the fries, that didn't completely, 50. Wait a minute, no. If it was from 1950, that's 72 years old. 72 years, and they're still fries. They're still fries. Does that bother anybody else? That bothered me. I was like, is there a fucking burger? They were like, no, there's no burger. It was burger wrappers, but there was some leftover fries. I was like, and they're still good. Like, still look like a fry? Yep, they still look like a fry. 72 years later. So I found out from this that, yeah, this is just what people did and possibly still do today when you're doing construction on a house. They don't have trash cans. They literally throw all their trash on the floor. I hate construction for that reason. Like, probably the reason I got fired from fucking siding was because I would spend more time walking around the house picking up all the trash instead of worrying about getting the siding on the house. And everybody was on the same page. They were like, what are you doing? We don't pick up trash until the very end. And even then, we're just picking up giant pieces and we're walking away from this because we'll be back tomorrow to make another mess. And in my stupid brain, I'm like, yeah, but if you don't clean up your mess before you make another mess, you're just making a mess on top of a mess, which is even more difficult to clean. And they're like, no. But that's how construction is. If you do it, you know. It's everywhere. It's all over the place. And the last thing they do is clean up. It's the last thing. Clean up is not as important as getting electricity in, as getting frame up, as getting walls up, as getting the appliances. None of it. Until they start having like floor and carpet and actual fucking shit in the house that can no longer get dirty or damaged, it's a free-for-all in construction. But I thought this was really neat. You know, the bags didn't deteriorate. The wrappers didn't deteriorate. The French fries didn't deteriorate. I'm so glad I do not put this shit into my system, because if that's the possibility, what's the possibility today with all the fucking extra shit that they put in that garbage? Blew my mind. 72-year-old. Okay, I do not know what just happened, but I lost my camera for a moment. I think I just got it back, which is good because this is the end of the show. But like I was just saying, 72-year-old fries. What? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is, it's been so much fun. It's always so much fun. I know I got heated earlier, but we have to get upset about these things, everybody. We have to get upset. They're not going to stop until we get upset and we yell and scream about it and tell them to stop treating us as nothings, treating us as if we're disposable. And I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of everything going on, and I'm tired of our government not caring about us like they're supposed to. They work for us. We vote them in. They're not supposed to be, we're not supposed to be working for them. They work for us. And if we don't get our government back to that, then it's going to be a really bad time. It's going to be a really bad time, you know? So we need to figure this out, but I think getting upset about it and expressing those feelings of being upset is a small way for us to get something out there. You know what I mean? Again, I'm so glad that, you know, I always get to do this. I'm so pumped all the time. I mean, this is just one of my favorite things to do, period. And I'm so glad to be doing it. And I'm excited for my guest this month. I'm excited for my guest next month. And like I told everybody, I'm going to lock down a few more guests and get this holiday stuff figured out in the next couple months so that I don't fall behind or miss a month, right? So, as always, thank you to all my subscribers. I love, I wouldn't be coming back week after week without all of you. I mean, I possibly would, but it means so much more to me that you're all here. Again, if you are new to the podcast, remember to subscribe, give a thumbs up for the video, share, rate, review, and leave comments. All of that helps the algorithm. It helps the podcast grow, and I need your help to be doing it. You can also get more involved with the podcast by sending an email, 60-second video, to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. So go ahead and do that. If you want to join me on the 5-day water fast, that's one way to hit me up. You can DM me, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. I'm on there every week, almost all week, trying to give you some extra content throughout the week. So go and give a follow and DM me if you are joining me on this 5-day water fast, okay? Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. I hope everybody out there is enjoying their Thursday. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.